So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
You start.
Hey everyone, this is Ho Ho Hong Kong with me, Vivek Mabubani, and he who is...
He is non-starter today, Mohammed Magdi. I realized actually for the last 8 episodes, you've been making me start.
What,
I don't know
really?
if it's on purpose.
Oh,
yeah.
I have no idea. Just
Yeah.
probably, I guess it's his turn
Yeah.
now, you know?
Well, it's
Oh.
because you do the clapping and I'm like,
Oh,
this.
yeah, okay, yeah, because I think that's probably what it is. I'm like, well, if I clap, that means he's got to do something.
Yes,
Otherwise,
yes.
if I'm opening, he probably clap. I don't know,
It's
whatever.
my cue.
Dude, I have no idea what's been happening the last few weeks of my life. I've just been non-stop for the last, 5 weeks? So
I
therefore,
know.
I don't know what's been going on.
Yeah, dude. Every time I see you, you're kind of in a daze.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely,
in a
man.
good way. Obviously, I have a lot going on, but it is a lot. First of
Yeah.
all, first things first, and this is huge for our listeners who have been following for a while. Vivek took a freaking holiday, an actual.
Oh, yeah.
Legitimate, you
Like
forgot
yeah,
already.
yeah, dude.
An actual legitimate
It's been-
holiday in
has
a
been-
resort.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Wait, 1 week? I can't remember. No, actually, did I just come back? Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, sorry, I literally did. Dude, my life is so packed
Yeah.
that I could come back from a holiday.
Yeah.
And, let's say 3 days later, I'm like, it's been 2 weeks already, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so tell us about the holiday first.
all right, so officially, I went on 3 days, well, technically 3 nights to Bali with my family.
Whoa,
Yeah, I went to Bali,
damn.
man. I was like, Thailand's too close.
Yes.
You know, going to Japan is too scary. So let me go to Bali instead, right?
Why is Japan too scary?
Apparently, this whole earthquake thing's supposed to happen. All this, the fear of
Isn't that always happening in Japan?
I think now it's just become the new hype. So maybe
Okay.
it's now is it's the
Yeah.
thing, it's the in thing, you know,
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
earthquakes. I don't know.
Okay.
So I was like, nah. But the Bali thing was actually a while ago. We actually planned that way back.
Okay.
Way before even the Jimmy O Yang thing, man.
What? Okay, really?
yeah.
So
Way
it was
before, yeah.
booked and everything was.
Yeah. Booked
And that's
months
because
ago.
your sister was in town.
Nah. So basically, there was this whole thing where I managed to get a Bali villa, right?
For free?
You couldn't. Not really free. I had to kind of. It's hard to say. It's not officially free, but I technically won it. But I didn't really just go there and be like, hey, I got something for free.
I mean, that also makes perfect sense why you ended up going on holiday because knowing you got some really good deal.
Really good deal.
It's
where I'm
not
like,
because you wanted to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not that I'm like. It's
Okay,
time to
that all
take a
checks
break,
out now.
right?
Yes.
He actually voluntarily took a
Okay,
holiday.
I don't know if you want to talk about this, but how did you win a villa?
So actually, at a bidding event for charity, I managed to bid and become the highest bidder for this villa.
Were you emceeing?
I was emceeing. Exactly, yeah. I wasn't a guest.
Amazing.
Obviously, I wasn't a guest.
So you're emceeing and
Yeah.
you decided to
I'm
just
like,
rig
you know,
it
yeah.
to you.
Yeah. And apparently, I was like, well,
You're
I
like,
guess
go
I
on,
got
go
it.
twice. Oh, it's me.
Yeah, I'm like, well, going what goes exactly. I was like, well, they're like, but we didn't raise our hand. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not even telling you what the lot is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Item number 4 is gone. What's going on? I'm like, well, I don't know, some mysterious donor.
I think I might have mentioned this here. I was doing something similar, at an event. I was emceeing, but I was actually just bought a ticket while I was emceeing.
Yeah.
And you know, one of those raffle tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
And I actually go because I have a list of the prizes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a really cool prize.
Yeah.
Let's
Let me-
pick the next number, and it's just my number. It looks so rigged.
Yeah.
But it actually wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a smartwatch and a power bank, and a bunch of stuff
But
together.
did they give it to you? They
Yeah,
let you
they
win
did.
it, right? Yeah, because officially you're legitimate.
Yeah,
You got
I'm
a ticket.
legitimate
Yeah.
winner, and I bought
Yeah.
the thing. But it was the next minute.
Yeah, you're like,
so
oh,
bad.
okay, this is
Yes.
not that good.
But yeah, okay. So you emceed the event.
Yeah, so basically, long story short, I have this Bali villa that I won, and it caters to up to 10 people.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, well, okay, I guess this is happening
Thanks
now.
for the invitation, dickhead.
Yeah, well,
you had
know,
10,
I had 10 slots. Yeah, exactly. Apparently, I have 11 relatives. I'm like, you just missed out, man. You just missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so long story short, basically, I messaged my sister and my mom. I was like, do you guys want to do this?
Yeah.
Does this sound good? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's just get this done.
This is another thing about the Mabobani family. Let me also just
Yeah.
interfere here and say, this is how they work. you win a villa.
Yeah.
And for like a cheap deal or whatever.
Yeah.
So you decide, because you don't want to miss out on this villa, you get your sister from the UK
Yeah.
to come to Hong Kong, then to go to Bali.
Yeah.
And then you pay money for your mom, yourself, and your girlfriend. So you don't lose the whatever
That
few
one little
$100.
villa. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
This is the same concept as someone that would take a bus,
yes.
go to a shop that
Yes.
sells something for $5 cheaper.
Yes.
And be like, I got the discount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
That's how we're brought up.
This is one of the most Hong Kong stories I've heard in a long time.
Exactly, man. Oh, full on, man. I messaged them. They're like, "You want to do it?" They're like, "Yeah." And now, like, I was like, "Okay, well, let's make this happen."
Sure.
And then here I am going like, "Oh, wait a second. All they have to do is just agree. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do all the legwork."
Yeah. Oh,
right?
shit. Yeah, okay.
So anyway, long story short, we managed to get the whole villa. I booked everything, got everyone flying down. I brought we went like I got all my cameras, everything. I was like, let's rock and roll.
Oh my God.
I got a friend who's also a photographer. I was like, you coming with us as well? You hanging out
What?
with us as well? Yeah.
You brought your own photographer?
He's
like a
friend of
weird
mine, yeah.
celebrity?
No, he's an old classmate of mine that I know
Okay.
he does video and photo. I'm like,
Yeah.
buddy, you know me, you know my style. You
But
know,
wait, you flew him down.
Yeah.
I'm so confused about what this was. So what? He was like in one of the shacks, like a paparazzi, like just like.
No. Because I was like, you might as well hang out with us.
Yes.
We have the quota technically, and also I was like, I want to document this thing for the
Yeah.
family and everything.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, what better way? Because like if I get a photographer from there, I don't know what they're like, and we're in the villa. I don't want this guy staying with us. Secondly, if I fly someone from Hong Kong, I'm like, they have we only work till 6 p.m.
Sure.
10-hour shifts a day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, this is gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I just get a friend that I know? I'm like, hey, let's hang out. All I
Sure.
need to do is bring your equipment.
Yeah.
And we'll have a great time. He's like, yeah.
So what
let's
is he
do it.
filming?
I just it's random. Like imagine. Okay, imagine this was just like a 50th anniversary party.
Oh, I see.
You
I
have the
see.
video team on the side
Yes,
just filming
yeah,
random
okay.
stuff. I was like, dude, you hang out with us.
So it's kind of like I guess like the homemade
Yeah.
style. Like yeah.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
if someone fell in the pool, you will end up on like America's Funniest Home
exactly.
Videos. Yeah.
Why
Okay.
would you want to get wet on a dry day? You know what I mean? One of
Okay.
those things. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had him there. I was like, okay, cool. This is all covered. Because I knew myself. I was like, if I go to this thing, I'm gonna have my cameras. I'll be like all the time with my camera, trying to take pictures. Oh, no, I don't want to miss that shot. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be doing that.
I mean, I know the answer to this, and I know every listener knows already. But can you just fucking chill?
I am
With
chilling in
that?
Bali
That's
villas.
That's not. No, it's not. Like, can you like chill as in not worry about the other thing outside of you just like bumming around?
So I tried that.
You're still thinking of like the cameras and the light and stuff.
Absolutely. Dude, it was so insane.
What is wrong with you?
I told my friend's name is Bun, right? We
Right.
went there day one. We had a little table. We whipped out all our equipment.
Yeah.
Dude, this was like literally like a video, like a movie shoot or something,
Yeah.
right? We brought everything. We had cameras. I brought all
Right.
my best stuff. I'm like rock and roll. I want every shot
Right.
happening. And then during the day, of course, I'm trying to pull myself back, be like, oh, you know what? Just don't say nothing. Just
Yeah.
let him do his thing. Trust his thing.
Yeah.
But every now and then, you see that shot you with the sign. You're like, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
You know, that's
the sun is
one.
setting.
You
Yeah,
gotta
go
you
for
gotta
it.
go, you know?
Yes.
And then, of course, I was like, so the whole deal was like 4 days, 3 nights. And I told my family, I was like, what's going to happen is I have a few criteria.
Yeah.
I literally felt like, that grandfather that invites the whole family?
Yes.
All right, we're going to have one
You're
family
sitting
meal.
here. Yeah, you guys are.
Give me one night with the family. Everyone
Yeah.
else go party. I don't care. That night, we're sitting in this room.
Right.
So we go there. I was like, first night, because included is a very beautiful feast where they have like this full pig that they roast.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
It's so cool, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, first night, we are doing that. So everyone get in, settle down, all this up. And then we're
Did you
gonna
tell them what to wear and stuff?
I'm not there yet. You're gonna get there. So first night I was a casual whatever, right? Okay. So I was like, all
What
I
a
care is that
psycho.
7 p.m. you are gonna be in this area to enjoy the dinner.
Yeah.
The idea was because also Gloria's parents were there.
Oh, wow,
I brought
okay,
them
yeah,
down.
okay.
I got them down there as well. And I was like, all right, I want everyone. We can mingle.
Wait, so how many people in total?
10.
Oh, you actually got filled all
managed
the
to
time.
fill 10,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
you, Gloria,
Okay.
your mom, your sister,
All right, all
her
right.
parents. That's
6.
Yeah.
Bun and his wife Sally.
Yeah.
All right, and my uncle from India and his wife as well.
You flew them from India?
No, they flew themselves.
Right.
I was like, I made them a deal. I said, if you fly to Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and we fly from Hong Kong there,
Yeah.
I'll cover your
You'll
Hong Kong
cover
part.
the Bali, yeah.
But they
Okay.
were like, no, we just go direct from India. I'm like, all right, your choice.
All right. Yeah.
The reason why, because I was like, logistically, I'm like, if I get everyone in Hong Kong, we take the same flight, everything's cool.
Yeah.
And also, I included a shuttle from the airport to the resort.
Nice.
I was like, I just want to cover that.
Yes,
He's
yes,
like,
yeah.
no, we're going to go from India. And I was like, crap. So I had to cover his shuttle from the airport
Yeah.
to his. I'm like,
Yes,
whatever,
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Right?
Okay.
Right, okay. So we're all over there. First night, my rule was simple. We're all going to sit at this goddamn table and eat and just get to know each other. All right? That was the thing. So we're all doing
This
it.
is so funny.
Now, I gotta be honest with you, man. If you look at the photos, you're like, dude, this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Long table,
Yeah,
wooden
yeah.
table next to the poolside. We
Yes.
got people catering. Everything
Yeah.
is all covered.
Oh
for-
wow, there was like staff and everything, like people-
Serving you, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god,
Dude,
okay,
that was like,
that
this
is pretty awesome.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
pretty awesome, right?
Were
Wait,
people
eat-
drinking?
There was drinking.
Nice.
Because there was this thing called an arca or akra. It's like this, like absinthe.
Yes.
Something similar, but using like
Yes.
corn or something.
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
it was
yes.
like really strong, right?
Yeah.
Now most of my family don't drink.
Right.
That night I was like, we'll have a little sip, you know? We'll have a
Yes,
sip.
yes,
We
yes.
couldn't finish it, obviously, but I was
course,
like, this is
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I'm not talking about.
Yes, yes,
All right,
yes.
this is what it's all about. All right.
Okay.
So second day, I was like, day 2, we are all staying in the villa, just enjoying this whole place. It's
Yes.
huge, man.
There is a pool, obviously. Like people are like
There's pool.
swimming,
Yeah,
playing,
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
no
yeah.
children either.
Wait, I didn't clarify. This is a private villa.
What is what does a private
That
villa
whole
mean?
space is ours. So we've got 7 bedrooms.
What?
Yeah, a
Holy
pool.
crap.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. This
Damn.
was not just let's go to a hotel and
Yeah,
find a
yeah,
place.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
This
Wow.
whole space was ours.
Yes,
That's
with the
why.
staff included.
With staff included.
What?
But of course, if you want meals, you got to pay extra. But
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, yeah.
But you have a whole butler, all that stuff
Sure.
ready. Okay, where anything you
Please
need.
tell me everybody who works in the villa was white. That would be so funny.
No. I made sure about that. I'm like, no. I don't want.
It
this
would be
privilege.
funny if all the servants are
Right?
just like
When
Russian guys or
exactly.
something.
Like, hello, welcome to Bali. Yeah, I'm like, no, we don't want that experience,
Yeah.
man. So, okay, we're there the whole day, just enjoying, just chilling. I'm like, everyone do your own thing. All I said is that tonight at 7 p.m., sorry, 7:30 p.m., we are gonna do a family portrait.
Yeah.
All right, me and my friend Bum, we're gonna sort everything out, right?
Yeah.
So we found the space, everything. I said that's the one night smart casual. I told them way back, I have one
Yeah.
dress code only for that one night. All right. We get everything done. Me and Bun are doing the whole like magazine cover photo shoot thing where
Yes.
everyone sits this way, everyone sits that
Yeah.
way. So basically, what happened is that because me, like Bun totally understands me. He knows my personality. Where I'm like, dude, I don't want none of that. You sit over there.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone's happy smiles. I was like, no. I need good quality shit.
Right.
So what happened is that we thought about the magazine covers and everything, and basically, we put like.
Wow.
Yeah, we had
Okay,
everyone,
I don't know if you want that on video, but
No,
we
I
can
don't think I
check.
can.
Okay,
Yeah, we can't really
right.
do this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You get my
it's
point?
very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super nice.
Right? So that's
Yeah.
basically me and Bun figuring
Yeah,
out
yeah.
positions and all that
I
stuff.
love the lighting and everything.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know?
very cool photo.
Yeah, so right over there. So that was it. I was
Yeah.
like, once we do that shot, I don't
You
care.
guys are free.
You're free to do whatever the hell you want,
You're basically like back in like the 30s and the 20s when they
Yeah.
had like the one camera with the powder and the
Yeah.
fucking
I am
curtains.
the guy. yeah.
You're the guy.
That's the guy.
You're the
I'm
grandpa.
behind the curtain going, all right, everyone's going to let's get ready for the
Yes.
shot. Pop, pop.
And everybody's like, okay. Grandpa, there is World War I happening outside. I don't care.
I don't care,
You stand
man.
there.
Exactly, man.
But that actually also makes sense. I think you knowing yourself, being self-aware,
Yeah.
that's your decision of not having kids makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pass down the psycho to more.
Let me put it this way: if I did have kids, I've always said this from day one. I'm like, their life will be miserable.
yeah.
It will be military training
Yes.
to the point of you'll be happy now until 11 p.m.
Yes.
And 11 p.m. you're going back into work mode and get
Yeah.
the shit done.
Yes, yes.
And I guarantee they'll grow up and be like so anti that.
Yes, of
They'll
course.
be like just.
You'll be anarchists, basically.
Oh, yeah, just
yeah.
anything
Fuck the
that-
system, fuck
Yeah,
any
yeah.
rules ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super lazy, gets
Yes.
nothing done.
Yeah, because their dad
absolutely,
was
man.
fucking
Yeah,
treating
he's
them
like,
like-
dude, relax, man. I'm like, no, you will relax when you're dead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So-
Okay, wow,
yeah.
okay.
So we did that, and basically, long story short, the next week we went out, we went snorkeling, this and that. It was pretty cool.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you did like the
I did, yeah,
normal
yeah.
people stuff.
Oh yeah.
Outside of all the psychotic
Oh, yeah,
photo
yeah.
shoots.
Oh, absolutely,
So
man.
you're like, did you go to the beach? That's
We
a
went to the-
running
we-
theme.
Yeah, we went to the beach.
Okay,
but
did you just sit on the beach and like look at it?
No. We had a full day because actually, what happens with 10 people? What happens is everyone's got a little request. You know,
Of
I want to
course.
go here. I want to go
Yeah,
there. I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do
Do
this.
you
I
want
was
to
like,
buy souvenirs?
Yeah.
You want to try the mango,
Exactly,
mochi,
yeah,
whatever?
all that shit, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
I was like, all right, don't worry, I will cover everything.
Right.
This is like when I was like telling my uncle, I was like, first of all, let me clarify. This
Yeah.
is 10 people.
Yeah.
When I run a show, buddy,
Yeah.
I not only do I have to organize a show,
Yeah.
I'm also performing.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
performing today. This is nothing to me.
Yes.
This is easy.
Yeah, this is actually, this is producing and not performing.
yeah.
For 10 people.
It's nothing.
Yeah, we
You
do
know?
it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, exactly. So here I've got everything scheduled, and this is when I showed my true personality. Like, for example, right? Like, after the dinner that night, we had to go back, right? It was
Right.
already 10 p.m. They're all having chit chat and everything.
Yeah.
And we're at the restaurant. This is where I have to be the guy watching the time. All right.
Yeah.
I go pay, everything's sorted out.
Yeah.
And they're all like, so how did you all meet and all this shit? I'm like, you know what? We can continue doing this in the villa. None of you can afford. Let's go.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm doing all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I tell them, I was like, when the time came for me to herd sheep,
Yeah.
I'm herding sheep.
Yes.
I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
I don't care. We are going here to there. That's it.
Yes,
But
yeah.
between that, hey, let's have a good time. I don't really care.
I wish in a parallel universe, if Victor, who was our guest last episode,
Yeah.
was living here, I would just actually replace me with him.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can like, because you are the polar opposites.
Oh,
the
actually,
things
yeah.
you're saying about like how like how like the interests of everybody.
Yeah.
And he's the exact opposite.
give a
He's
shit.
like, don't tell me
Yeah.
like what's good for me.
Yeah.
It was just that dynamic would be so fun.
It's like a whole bit. Victor and Vivek walking down.
Yeah.
They are friends, but they can't get around. Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay, so you're telling people, you're like, okay, now is the time. I paid, I don't care what you're thinking.
Yeah.
We're going to the next place, or we're going back to the villa.
Exactly, because I had it all down. So I'll tell you this. First of all, I knew that my uncle was like, he wants to go like snorkeling, go
Yeah.
sightseeing. I'm like, that's fine,
Sure.
we'll get it done. Because I
Which
told
part
them,
of Bali were you?
Nuadusa.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, right over there, right?
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
so,
yeah.
okay, so
that's
long
not
story.
even like, I mean, it's all touristy, but that Nuadusa is like not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
Canggu or
Yeah,
the other one.
Ubud
or Ubud or whatever.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
super touristy.
Yes.
This is like a bit far off, which is
Yes,
good. That's
yeah.
exactly what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, from day one, I made a whole WhatsApp group. You know, all right, everyone. I need you all to tell me what you would like to do. Don't
Yeah.
worry about logistically how to do
Yeah.
it. Don't worry about if it's possible, price or it. Just what is it that you want to do.
Yes.
And obviously, you know, you send that message and no one replies.
Yeah, everyone's shy,
waiting.
whatever.
Everyone's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
no, I'll wait for the first person and everything.
Yeah, someone wants to see like the circus or whatever, but they don't want to say. They're
I'm like,
hoping someone else says it.
yeah, you know.
Sure.
And then I reply, I was like, I just want to clarify everybody, like I'm making it very abundantly clear. If 4 days we sit in the villa, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, yeah.
And my mom was like, yeah, he really would
yeah.
be perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy, there's Wi-Fi, I have the pool, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Okay? So don't feel all like, no, I don't want to, you know, be like the one. I'm like, I'm telling you all now.
Yeah.
You are suggesting, you are not deciding.
Yes.
I decide
Yes,
if
yeah.
we're doing that. But if you don't suggest, it will not happen. Right? So this is what I had to be very clear with everyone. I was like, look, someone has to be the bad guy.
Yes.
All right? Otherwise, it's all like, oh, you want to do this? I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
go over there.
But
I'm
you're
like,
countering being the bad guy with paying for everything. So, you know.
not just that, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you are not doing me a favor by showing up.
Right,
Let's
right,
make
right.
this very clear.
Yes, I am doing you a favor
Yeah.
by inviting you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I made it very clear to everyone. I'm like, let me make this very clear,
Yeah.
everybody. Like, this is not you come, or, you know, fine, I'll go to his resort and
Yeah.
have a good time. Like,
Yeah,
you don't have
Yeah.
to be here.
Yeah.
That pig doesn't need you to be eating it. Okay, relax, right? So all that stuff happened, and of course, like, you know, just dealing with comedians, you know that this one's gonna be late. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I had stuff down, man. I was like, you're gonna take give me your flight details.
Yeah.
7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is the breakfast time. All you have to make sure that you get down there between
Right.
that time, eat your breakfast, and we're good. All right. By 10 a.m. the car will be there to pick us all up.
I just hope you're like also like going around, like people are having a breakfast, like still half sleepy, and you're going around making sure everyone eat their vegetables.
Dude.
Like different tables, and
Dude.
they're like, those guys are not gonna eat themselves.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you that, man. Like, even at every restaurant, I was the one giving everyone's order. I'm like, you will not be ordering. I will order it.
Oh my god.
Because when the waiter comes down and they're like, oh, which one is what? Who do I? Oh, no.
Yeah.
You talk to me. All right? You ordered A, you get A. That's what
I don't
it
know.
is.
I think I'm not like I'm not well read enough in psychology to understand what this episode would say about you. But I hope someone who is like smarter than me would
Yeah.
just take this episode, this story, and analyze you even further about
Yeah.
what kind
all
of
right, now
person you
let's
are.
reverse it, all right?
Yes.
Now, you as the person on the other side of
Yeah.
it, the best thing is that you literally have zero things to worry about. You
Yeah.
only have to demand,
Yeah.
and I give you some criteria, and
Yeah.
all you have to say is, can I do it or can I not? All right, it's as simple as that.
I mean, obviously, you know, if I am included in that, the easiest argument is to go, well, I'm an adult. How about, you know,
That's fine.
just let me...
So what will happen is I've always given everyone the choice.
Yeah.
I was like, if you don't want to follow this schedule, you may
You can
stay
sleep
in the-
outside.
No, you can stay in the villa.
Yeah.
That room of yours is yours for the rest of the trip.
Right.
So you don't want to join us, that's totally cool. I respect it. I'm
Yeah.
not forcing anyone. The car will be there.
Yeah.
8 seats, 10 seats, whatever. If you don't want to join 9 seats, it doesn't matter.
I see.
And I've given everyone, I was like, at any moment,
Yeah.
you're like, buddy, I don't want to be part of this. I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's a car I will get for you, and you will go back to the villa and just chill.
Yeah. Okay.
what you want.
That's fair.
Yeah, so there was no like, this is it, that's it, what's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
I knew, because what happens is that when you have a group of people that that everybody wants to be the chef.
Yeah.
Nothing gets done.
Yeah.
So from the get-go, I have to make it very clear. I'm not trying to be like, I'm the man, shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
yeah,
I'm like, look, someone's got to be the one with the final decision.
Yeah.
Much like, let's say, if you're an MC, everyone's going to give you suggestions.
Of course,
Who
yeah.
is the point person I
No,
talk
it
to?
has to be. Yeah,
It has to
someone
be.
has to be in charge.
That's
yeah,
it. And I
definitely.
made it very clear.
And
I'm
I think that is, you're right. Like, jokes aside, you are right in the nature of running events in general.
Yeah.
Like, someone has to
I'm
be.
the director.
It can't be a democracy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
democracy doesn't
It
work.
doesn't work here.
In that. Yeah.
So I made it very clear. I'm the director. You
Yeah.
can be the producer, whatever you want to say. You can suggest this. You want to say,
Yes.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
You can, by all means, even like ask the butler for a glass of water and everything.
Yes.
But what will happen is you will not be the one to, oh, you know what? We're going to get the bus at 8 p.m. instead of 7.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You are not the decision maker.
Director. Yes.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah.
I will tell you. That's it.
why.
Yeah.
Movies. Anything has one.
One
It has
top.
to be one captain.
Absolutely.
Right,
So,
yeah.
long story short,
Yeah.
everyone had a good time. Okay, it's as simple as that.
Great.
Let's cut it straight to that. We can discuss this whole
I would love
logistics.
to get everyone else's opinion, but
Yeah.
I know that's not possible because they're not allowed to talk.
Exactly.
So,
The time for talking, the feedback form
yes,
is closed.
the feedback form is closed.
Yeah.
Gloria is like just gagged up. in
She's not even in the
bedroom.
house. She's like fed up. She's like, oh God, he's gonna tell me to do stuff again now.
Also, this looks like totally sponsored.
Yeah.
Like you are pulling up a bakehouse cookie,
Yeah.
and I have a fine print cup, and
Yeah.
it looks like just product placement.
Yeah.
And absolutely isn't. But we would, we're open.
We'll place your products.
Yeah, we'll place your products on our video and audio.
Yeah.
We'll talk about, like sometimes when you're, if it's just something audio or whatever, and you want to make sure it's still, so you say the name like casually.
Yeah. I wonder if this bakehouse cookie is gonna be tasty today.
Yeah. Okay. So you had a great time.
Yeah.
Obviously, between the Jimmy O Yang shows, which, by the way, if you're on YouTube, the Jimmy O Yang episode, I don't know if it's the name or the algorithm or whatever, that did pretty well.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
the full episode even.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
go back and watch that as well.
I'll tell you a fun story though. Actually, the Jimmy O Yang Macau shows
Yeah.
fell on the weekend I was flying to Bali.
Yeah, I know.
So Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
I'm in Macau.
Yeah.
Sunday, I'm flying to Bali.
But you came back to Hong Kong first and then flew to Bali. Yes.
So what happened? Because my Bali flights were always done.
Yes.
Okay, so check this out. So it's like Friday morning. I had to go to a school to give a talk at 8:30
Yes.
in the morning. Because
Yeah.
again, this is all before Jimmy
Yes,
Yang, whatever,
yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
So I had that 8:30 thing, and I was like, okay, fine. And I knew Jimmy Yang I have to be there for the rehearsal at 4:30. So they got me a 2:30 ferry.
At Macau. Yeah,
Macau,
okay.
which is fine.
Yeah.
I come home and I'm like, I gotta pack up stuff for Jimmy Yang and everything. I gotta finish a few more things, and I have not had time to pack up the Bali stuff. Now I will only come back to Hong Kong on Saturday night, getting the 11 p.m. ferry,
Yeah.
and then I'll be home 12:30, 1 o'clock, whatever. And I'm flying 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah,
To
wow,
Bali.
okay.
Right? Okay. So this is the weird thing. I'm in Macau on Saturday in my hotel room going like, I can't pack shit.
Yeah.
But I have time now.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Okay,
like,
what to do? Yeah.
So I was like, just would do my work, whatever
Yeah.
I could. But I was like, this is so annoying, man. I need to pack stuff. So I'm in my room trying to write a list of stuff I want to take to Bali.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm
Just being productive. Yeah.
yeah. And then this is the craziest thing. I come back and I tell everyone like, hey, you know what? We don't need to take shit to Bali.
Yeah.
We just need like swimming trunks, whatever.
Yeah.
A few t-shirts and we're good. And what the funny thing is that 20 kilos of my suitcase was equipment.
Of course.
I took a stand. I took
Yeah.
a light box. I took like
You
two
took
cameras.
a tripod, like a stand
I
to.
took like light stands and
Even
everything,
though
man.
you have your photographer buddy.
Because he needed me to bring
Oh,
stands.
I see,
You know,
yeah.
so all that stuff. So basically, long story short, I was like, this is crazy. We're literally
Yeah.
taking equipment more than clothes. But yeah, that was the cool thing
Yes.
that I was like, all right, this is gonna be interesting, man. So I took everything because let's have it all there ready to go.
Yeah.
But the best thing I have to say is like me and my friend Bun, like we thought of all the stuff we discussed. We're gonna have I have this camera, you have that camera. We had like 4 cameras sitting there, so you could just whip up one camera with
Yes.
this lens to take
Yeah.
a shot. So we had everything covered. We even had a drone. We've got a drone of the whole villa.
You have a drone. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, we had the
Yeah.
dude. Let me tell you, okay. In 20 years' time, when we look back, we will
Yes.
remember that ocean in front of us.
Yeah.
That we were like looking at, and it's gonna slowly fly towards us.
Yeah.
And you have a shot. So one of my favorite shots is this whole thing. Okay. You never play these video games where they have all these non-playing characters, NPCs walking
Yes,
around.
of course.
That's what I said. I want to get one
Yeah.
shot where the drone flies in, and we're
Yeah.
just like walking around.
That's
This
so
one's
cool.
swimming.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one's chatting.
Yeah.
I got that shot. I'm like, we're done.
Yeah.
Everything can go away now.
You know what's funny? Like, I think we're looking at these things like similarly and also different, like how we approach it, in the sense that like you document so much
Yeah.
of this stuff, as you keep saying, like, in 20 years or whatever, I can look back.
Yeah.
I actually look at this podcast the same way for
Yeah.
our story, like for my stories at least, because a lot of stuff that happens and then we kind of like talk about it every week.
Yeah.
And then like your memory can just wipe it out.
Yeah,
So I caught up with my buddy Akil, who runs Craftissimo, and he's an avid listener of the podcast,
Yeah.
which is super cool. He reminded me that sometimes he goes back to listen to some of his favorite episodes, and he reminded me of the story of me, like when my family was here and we were on like Lantau taking the
Oh, you went
cable
the
cars.
other- yeah.
But then we also were rushing towards the ferry, and the taxi driver was an absolute maniac.
Yeah.
And apparently I went through it, like in a lot of the details. I remember the story. I don't remember most of the details on it. That's so cool because I can go back in a few years
Yeah,
and listen
but-
to it like,
oh,
oh
yeah.
shit, that happened. So now that record is in a few mediums, including YouTube and Spotify and all of that stuff. But that is cool because
Yeah.
like, I think the difference is that a lot of this stuff for me is public because it's just on the podcast.
Yeah.
And you're just keeping it in a weird private stash.
Oh yeah. I'm very like in that sense. Anybody who knows me knows that my private life is very private. Not because I'm like I got stuff to hide.
No, but you also
Like-
record a lot of the shows and do absolutely nothing with them.
yeah, absolutely,
That's
yeah.
weird.
That-
because that's very weird.
that's okay with me, man. It's like I'm
because
sitting
even
over
the
there-
school talks and stuff, you record a lot of them.
No, I don't record though. I have recorded a few.
Yeah.
I have a lot of them photos. I do
Yeah.
every now and then post them. See, what happens is, to be very honest with you, is that there are times when I'm like, you know what? So this is what I find is that when I'm super overloadedly busy,
Yeah.
then that's when I'm kind of like creatively going like, I don't want to deal with this right now.
Right,
I don't really
yeah.
care. So I'll go to like this last week, I've gone to like 3 schools to give talks, and I didn't document any of them,
Right.
Because I'm like,
Because it doesn't matter, yeah.
No, it's just I'm too tired to like put a camera, set it all up, ask the teacher for permission.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have enough of these to prove I've done school talks as well.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, when I get into it, I know it's fun because when I have that shot that I'll put on my stories, and the kids are like, oh my god, we're
Yeah.
on this page, right? It's just exciting for them.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, you
it's
know?
actually a clever way if you care. I know you don't that much, but it's also a clever way to get followers because
Oh
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
be
yeah.
like,
That will help as well.
Yeah,
That I know. I
definitely.
mean, and it's one of those compounding things where, let's say someone's like, oh, he goes to schools, he
Yeah.
does this. They seem like having a good time.
Yes.
So what happens is, and what I love is, it's the people tell me you should do short video clips. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I just love the beauty of one photo.
Yeah.
That just encapsulates the whole thing. You're like, oh, I see the moment, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly what that feels like.
Of course.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So that's why even with this whole trip and all that, I was like, I want more photos and videos. Bun is like all about video, but I'm like, that 2 videos is fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want that one shot that's like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, they're having a good time.
Speaking of memorable moments, we actually haven't talked about the Macau part of Jimmy
Jimmy-
Yang show.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Dude.
talk about this a little bit because I can imagine. I actually had friends at the Macau shows, and they said I have someone who have been to both Hong Kong and
Yeah.
Macau. And this is something that we as stand-ups fully understand, but I think for her, she was disappointed because apparently Jimmy went on social media and said, "Come to Macau. This is a different show."
Oh no. He
Well, according to her, I have not seen that.
No. I think he said it was like 60 minutes. It was the same show. He did mention that he'll introduce some Macau elements to it.
Yeah,
But no,
well,
I-
her just again, this is her perspective. She said that she went to Macau fully expecting a different show.
Wow.
But to which I said I haven't seen Jimmy's thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did tell her that's insane because that's not
impossible.
how stand-up works.
That's not how it works.
And she was like, "No, I bought another ticket." And she was a little frustrated. She felt like she was, she went like she was kind of tricked
Yeah.
into buying another ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen. I would look at the thing and say
Yeah.
objectively what I think, but I didn't see it. She was like, no, I saw a thing. He said like, oh, Macau is so different, and that's why she went.
I'm pretty sure what she probably did is what a lot of guys do with their girlfriends: ignore what they're really saying. I heard what I want to hear.
Yes,
you
yes.
said what you thought you said, but
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
what I wanted to hear.
yeah,
you know?
right. So
Yeah, no, it was the
what
same
were the
show.
Macau elements?
So this show.
show.
Macau, first of all, because
Obviously,
it is-
a lot of our listeners went to the Hong Kong shows as
Sure,
well.
yeah.
so
So obviously the Hong Kong show production level wise way higher.
Yeah.
Way higher. Like,
Yeah.
way more fanatics and everything like that.
Yeah.
However, the Macau show, first of all, you have to understand casino dynamics are that they don't want to keep people in the room for too long.
Yes.
They want them to enjoy, laugh, and go back and gamble, right? So there was a rule of like he has to do like 60 minutes.
That's it.
That's
Like
it,
they
yeah.
don't want him to go over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they told me like 70 minutes is the max.
Right.
Then I do like or he's doing 60, I do 10 like that.
Right.
Because
right.
there was only
And-
one opening. Just
oh
me.
yeah, no,
Not
the
the second
other
one.
guys are not
No,
there.
they were
yes.
not there, you know,
and so
'cause-
when Nora was there, it was instead of you, like
Yes.
like not you,
No,
you two together.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I see.
it was me Friday, Saturday, Nora Sunday.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, what happened is that they were quite strict with the time. They're like, make sure it's clean with the time.
Mm.
And on top of that, this one, the production level, it's not that it was low. It was
Yeah.
obviously he wasn't bouncing up from the floor and everything like that.
I mean, that's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing you gotta build.
Because at the Colosseum, you obviously have to install that. Like somehow, it's not
But
it's not built into the Colosseum stage, right?
It's not. You build the whole stage is built by these guys.
That's insane.
Yeah, but the thing is, because the organizer was a concert organizer, so they know all these tricks. And they've done the Colosseum 1,000 times, so they know exactly everything about it, right? So with Macau, the cool thing is that I had to go out and basically do my set. And obviously the first night, because in Macau they're still a bit more old school style. So in Hong Kong, very often with concerts or comedy shows and stuff, what you'll find is with Dayo Wong and all that, when he says the punchline, it's very common for the producers to turn up the lights of the audience, to light up the audience.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
So I go out there for the first night and I'm doing my stuff, and like every punch is like, the audience is lit up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're doing this.
So why is that? That's weird.
It's for the performer to be able to see the audience laughing.
Oh,
stuff like that.
but like we judge. I mean, I'm sure.
No, with the sound.
We judge by sound.
Yeah, but the problem is because like before in olden times, first of all, is that with comedy, it wasn't so frequent with the laughter. So therefore, every laugh has that one thing. So every minute has maybe 2 light ups.
Yeah.
Versus now it's like every 10 seconds. It's like, this is too much now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So when
it's so funny just to imagine like how it is like from the performer point of view, because you're like, hey, look, the audience is laughing. Look at them laughing.
Oh, it is them. It's not canned laughter. Yeah. So there was a bit of that where I was like, oh, they're doing this. I'm like, oh, I can't really be on stage. But like, oh, don't do that, you know?
Yes.
And I was like, well, whatever.
So you didn't know beforehand?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because like during the sound test, nobody's doing this stuff.
Sure.
Because even when doing sound check, I came there, I did my rehearsal. I told them, I was like, look, I want you to be, let's be very clear.
Yeah.
I want the setting to be the same as what Jimmy wants for his part.
Right.
So the audience is used to it already.
Yes.
So me being here before Jimmy doesn't really make much sense, because again, I'll tell you, I like it this way, then he doesn't like that way. You know? I don't want them to do my part my way and his part his way. Because
of course.
my whole job is to get them used to this environment, to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, let me test the sound. It's all good. Let me the lights are good. I know where I can stand. We're good. Let Jimmy come. I'll be here. We can talk this out.
Yeah.
So this was cool because it was a smaller venue, and therefore even Jimmy was over there, and he was happy to hear my suggestions.
Yeah.
I was on stage standing around like, you know what?
You had a huge name behind you.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Wait,
about that.
on stage you didn't know?
I didn't know.
You
because
just
it was
looked
behind
and
me.
saw like, yeah, I know, but
So I didn't know.
but you walk out from the side.
So during the test time, I didn't see that.
That's so
Right,
funny.
yeah.
When
So-
did you realize you have a gigantic name behind you?
After the first night, first
What?
show.
So you did
when
the
I
whole
saw-
set?
I didn't know. Yeah, because like I didn't know, and the thing is because like after then people tag you on Instagram. I'm like,
Yes.
what the hell?
What?
I thought that was
You
just,
knew from the post
Yeah.
on Instagram.
because like
That is
so,
wild.
there was a big VIVK, huge name behind me.
Yeah.
And not just when I walk out, the whole set.
Yeah.
10 minutes of my name.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, I guess we're doing this,
yes.
you know. But my point is that so we did the lights and sound checking, and at no point did they do the whole fade in light, fade out light thing.
Right.
So I do my set, and they're doing that. I was like, okay, and I was fully aware that people are still getting settled. It's the first show, we get it. There's a kid in the front row, right? He's like 9 years old, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm doing my set, and I'm thinking, like, should I address him? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it for Jimmy. To point out, because I don't want to be like, there's a kid. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because I know as a warm up opening act, I don't want to do crowd work because that's not my job.
Yes.
I don't want to burn the crowd. I don't want to do it. They're not here to see me.
Of course.
Just warm up and let's go. Now, on top of that is that they were like, oh, also, could you please tell people not to take photos and videos before you end your set? And I'm not the type of guy, all right, everyone, just like, no photos, no videos.
Yeah. You don't want to be like,
you know?
Yeah.
Because I know, like, the dynamic is like, they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to take my photos if I want to.
Right.
And then so I had to do this whole narrative like, you know what? Thank you, everybody. It was a lot of fun. Now, this is the beautiful thing about right now. We're all here watching a live comedy show. This is the beauty of live comedy. You know, everything is the highest definition you can see. This is the moment you can laugh together. And what will hurt is that if you put a little screen in front of you and you're watching the screen,
just
like,
make a little joke out of it. Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and you bought the ticket. Why are you looking at a screen when other people can't do that? And I was doing that kind of thing, right?
Sure.
Kind of little emotional thing where I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so I want to.
But then we all know if they're paying X amount of money to see Jimmy, he walks out, they will take photos. Like there's no
but
question
not during
about
the set.
No,
know?
I know.
That's what I said. I said, and I'll make you a deal, right? Don't take your phone out. Let's all put our phones away for this next hour. Let's just enjoy a live
Who did I see? I think I saw someone. I don't even remember if it was like live or on video, and he said like, take your photos now. It's just gonna look the same for the whole hour.
Oh yeah.
Which is like really clever. It's like a send up, like, you know, it's not a freaking dancer.
It's not gonna change.
It's not gonna change. So I thought that was really clever. I don't remember who it was anymore, but someone walked out, and actually I'm like, oh, we should probably steal that, like for like the big shows.
Idea.
It's a good idea.
It's
like, okay, I'm gonna be here for the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Just take the photos now. and then it's gonna be the same.
So Jimmy actually did that in Hong Kong. Where he's like, if you want to get your phones out now, this
Yeah.
is the moment you want it. When he booked
Yeah,
up
yeah.
for the third
Yeah.
time, Macau he didn't specify that because he
Yeah.
probably wanted to get into his set.
Yeah.
But yeah. There was a lot. I had to tell him I was put our phone down. I was like, can we all agree to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's put the phone. And oddly enough, dude, no phones.
Wow.
Like literally, normally after shows people tag you and everything.
yeah,
I get barely any tags. I'm like,
Wow.
damn.
Okay. Then maybe it's not a good thing.
Well, I mean, no. I think at this point, again, I've got to put down my ego. Like, no,
Of
tag
course,
me. In.
yes,
I was
yes.
like, no, Jimmy doesn't
but
need
maybe
you to
even
take
for
photos.
him, like
No,
you know.
I think he doesn't need it.
Right.
He doesn't
Okay.
need it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
he doesn't
Yeah.
need it, you know?
Yeah. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, so okay, we did that, and that was a cool thing. And I finished the set, and I watched the set, and I knew his bits, I knew his order.
Of course.
The coolest thing is that we're doing 2 shows a night. So Friday was, I believe, 8:30 and 10:30 p.m.
10:30.
10:30.
Ooh.
I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
That's
insane.
good. So you're finishing at midnight.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
I was like, okay, I guess we're doing that. You
Yeah.
know? But what that does do is makes people want to stay the night, so they get a hotel.
Ah, smart.
Because the next
Okay.
morning, I was at the little breakfast place, and a few people who came to the show were like eating breakfast. Oh, we like your stuff.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
oh, you stayed
So
the night?
everybody stayed at yeah.
I'm like, smart move,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Smart
so,
from the hotel for sure.
yeah, there was that as well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
a lot of that. And
So wait, did you survey how many people in the audience are from Macau
oh
versus
yeah,
Hong Kong?
we didn't ask. Like we did. I think at least half and half. At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
people-
okay.
A lot of people from Hong Kong.
Interestingly, because we will talk about this in the next episode. Interestingly, when we were putting together the Joe Wang show in Macau, he's doing the Galaxy as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Another venue
Is it-
called
oh,
the
it's different-
G-Box.
Okay,
It's not the
okay.
same venue. It's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
5,000.
All right.
But they had told us actually, they're like, we're gonna go for an English show and a Mandarin show, and they said don't do an English show. There's not enough expats, basically.
yeah.
Obviously, Jimmy's a different story,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
they said, like we highly recommend you don't do an English show.
Yeah.
Which is actually, like, I don't know how you like.
I agree
what
because
you-
I think again people came to watch Jimmy O Yang, not watch an English comedy show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
clear.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I mean I don't know much about Macau outside of whatever superficial information, but apparently it like a lot of the expats just like it's not as
No,
you know,
it's not as
yeah.
international.
But
No,
why
no.
is that?
I think because a lot of the expats there just work there, so they're not really there to have fun. They'll
Yeah.
leave Macau to go somewhere else to have a good time.
I see.
And
yeah.
also, a lot of them are the hotel staff or casino staff. They're working at that time.
Yes, yeah.
So it
They're
doesn't
not
really-
gonna
come to the show.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. If you're gonna do English, do it in Hong Kong, not in Macau.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not enough of a pull. Even the local Macau people, like I said, the Jimmy O Yang thing was a bit hype as well. So therefore, people are like, we gotta watch this, you know.
Yeah.
And also, the accent, the this and that.
Of
you know,
course,
all
yeah.
that's gonna add up.
How much of your like because obviously your set, especially for this opening set,
Yeah.
it was very Hong Kong centric.
yeah.
How did you have to adapt anything at
Not
all,
really,
or did
no,
you
no.
just like
This worked.
do Hong Kong material and then it's like it will work?
Because it translates to Macau. Macau people are very similar to Hong Kong people,
Right,
so they
yeah.
still do the same habits.
Yeah.
Speaking and they're very pro Cantonese.
No, but then
there
you
as
have
well.
like an MTR bit, for example.
Yeah, they know it. Yeah, they know.
Ah,
Yeah, I
okay,
was taking the
because
train in
you're
Hong
just
Kong.
assuming that like everybody is very familiar with Hong Kong.
Very
Because
familiar.
I guess like you know better because you're a local.
Yeah.
But I would, if I'm performing in Macau, I might worry that
No,
like
no,
oh
no.
shit, it's Hong Kong references. You know.
No. Like literally, a lot of Macau people will come to Hong Kong all the time. It's
Right.
very common. It's
Yeah.
like no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff it translates very well, and on top of that, it's really a more storytelling. You can just imagine the scene.
Yeah.
And lastly, I didn't realize this, but like in Macau, they're also very pro Cantonese because a lot of tourists. Man,
Yeah,
speakers.
yeah.
So when I was like, Cantonese is a great language. Out of the 4 shows, at least 3 got applause breaks just from saying I love Cantonese.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And give us a little bit of a scoop behind the scene because did you hang out with Jimmy a little bit
this
more
one
this
I did,
time?
yeah.
I
So-
figured from the photos.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do? The
All right.
stuff that you can say.
So basically, like between shows, you have like an hour to 2 hours time. Obviously, he's got to do meet and greets with the VIPs who
Yeah.
come to the dressing rooms.
Right,
My dressing
right.
room this time was right next to his.
Yeah.
So I'm just hanging out over
Yeah.
there, and his friends. If you've been to the show, you know that photo where he has the 3 classmates.
Yes.
Darren, his classmate who's
Yeah.
sitting on the left, it was his birthday and he came to the show.
Oh, cute.
So they were hanging out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
turns out Darren had been to my shows before.
Ooh,
He's also
nice.
going to be in Kuala Lumpur coming to watch my show, which is happening this coming week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like,
look
wow,
at this
this is-
plug.
This is crazy, right? Yeah, you know. So a lot of
When
that-
are you in Singapore and Malaysia?
25th of July, I'm in Singapore. 26th of July, I'm in Malaysia doing Cantonese comedy. everyone.
Lovely.
Yeah,
and,
so
that would be in the show notes now.
yeah, exactly, right over
Yes.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was cool hanging out with them because like by that time Jimmy was busy. I was hanging out with their friends, and the funniest part is this, right? We were taking photos with the billboard of Jimmy behind us.
Yeah.
And we're literally one wall. So right behind, so imagine we're sitting over here, right?
Yeah.
Behind us is the big billboard.
Yeah.
And there's a wall.
Yeah.
And behind that wall is Jimmy's
It's
dressing
actual
room.
Jimmy.
Yeah. And I'm laughing. I'm like, you're friends with the real Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah.
You're taking photos with the picture Jimmy. What the hell's wrong with this? You
Yeah.
know, like, this is insane.
Yeah.
So we were all having a good time laughing and taking photos and chatting and everything.
Yeah.
Every now and then Jimmy could come out and talk to us.
Oh, nice.
But by that
so
time-
you guys warmed up a bit. Like, obviously,
yeah.
you're always cool, but like, you
Yeah.
like built
Like
more
friends,
rapport.
more friends. Like we were
Yeah.
actually chatting a lot. He was like, "Hey, what do you do better in Cantonese or
Yeah.
English?" To the point, like we were talking on Saturday, and in between shows there was a bit of time.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, come into my room. We'll talk." And I was
Nice.
sitting with him in his room having a chat about
Cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
So by that time, because like I think. So for example, like the first night I finished my set, he was like, "How are they?" I'm like,
Yeah.
they're getting there, but a little bit more Chinesey." He's like,
Right.
"Okay, you know."
Okay.
So I think I have probably built some sort of rapport or some sort of like trust where he's like, "How was it?" You know.
Yes, yeah, he
kind of thing.
knows. Yeah, he knows
you-
you'll give him the like the.
Yeah, the gist
He
of
knows
it.
you're a pro as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
obviously, the stand-up perspective is different from anybody else.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know. So I think.
What was his again? Like, obviously, whatever you can share. What was his feedback on the Hong Kong shows? Did he mention anything?
No, he didn't mention much
Okay,
of that.
yeah.
I think it's been so busy for him. Like he gave me a glimpse of his schedule. I was like, dude, that's insane.
I mean, yeah. If you just like, you can just see it on his
yeah.
website and
Oh.
stuff. Like, he obviously left straight to Europe.
No.
and-
But you're talking about the tour part. I'm talking between the shows.
Ah,
man.
yeah.
Dude,
All
he
the
has
like
so
formal
much.
stuff, all the like
meets. He's got to
dinners,
do
obviously
dinners,
officials, whatever.
He's
Yeah.
got to do the magazine shoots, this one, the
Yeah.
interviews. It was like insane.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I was like looking at him like. When I saw when I got a glimpse of the idea, I was like, okay, and I was in my head going like, I could do that.
You can
Do that.
No,
kind of
but then obviously he has a full-time manager. That
Yeah.
obviously
I
helps.
know that. Put that aside. Let's put
Yeah.
aside the organizing of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about handling it.
Yeah,
You know,
I see.
like the intensity
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
But I was like in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, I can, because I wasn't like trying to be like, look, I could do that too. I was like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah.
I don't see myself cracking under this.
No, I don't
Yeah.
believe. I mean, I don't. I think one of the hardest parts of stand-up in general is the performance, right?
Okay, in a way, actually, you know what? I tell people like my most relaxed time is when I'm on stage performing.
Yes, but it's also the part, in my opinion, that it requires the most attention and effort.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's when you're like surfing, you know?
Yes,
You're surfing.
Yeah.
You're in the zone by that time.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is like you're in full control. There's no like, oh, you're gonna talk to this person. Oh, what do I have to do now?
Yes,
Like, you're
yes.
just like, this is me. This
But
is it.
the other stuff, in comparison, I think it could be more like not as fun for us.
Yeah.
And not as
not as fun, yeah.
challenging or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like the stuff that is like you kind of need to go through. But I think it's easier. You know,
Oh, okay.
If it's like organized enough.
Yeah.
Like,
You just show up, answer
that
questions.
Case,
that's it.
yeah. Show up. You're taking photos here, but obviously at his level, there is no possible way you can do it without a manager.
Yeah. You can't. No, you have
can't
to.
rely on your memory. You can't rely on your freaking
Yeah.
Google Calendar.
You can't. Yeah. And
it's
someone's
impossible.
got to just be the middle point between that person and you. It's like,
Right.
dude, I don't want to deal with this right now. You have
Yes,
it. Yeah.
yes.
There was like, for example, every day they would like to do the Chinese worshipping with the incense and all that stuff.
Oh, fun. Okay.
So on Saturday, he sent his agent to go handle it for him. He's like probably resting, and I was like, fair enough, you know.
Yeah. I will say a conspiracy that based on absolutely nothing. I think he's sponsored by Labubu because
Maybe, yeah. he mentioned it,
I
yeah.
really think so because he's like, you know, he's pushing it so hard, but also when he was staying here at the Rosewood or whatever,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, the hotel is nice, which is nice, whatever. But then like almost every photo and every story had
Had a
Labubus
Labubu?
in the background.
Oh,
I'm
very
like,
well.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, they probably gifted him a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, but like gift, he doesn't need the money. You know what I mean?
No, but it's just as gifts. Because I know, like, definitely. Imagine,
I know as gifts, but like he wouldn't be like
Oh,
kind of highlighting
yeah,
it every
yeah.
time if
Maybe-
it's just
maybe
gifts.
'cause now it's
because they're
also-
cheap enough that he doesn't he
okay,
doesn't
okay.
care.
Oh,
you know.
okay, fair enough. Maybe it was just.
All right, Jimmy, you need to respond to that. Are you sponsored by Labubu?
Yeah, exactly. Or did you la dudu? You know what I mean? Oh man.
Okay, so yeah, you guys hung out. Like, was there like some cool insight that he said that you?
Not really. I mean, it was just more like two just friends just chatting.
Yeah.
It was a very different side to be able to just chat and I didn't want to be all like, so tell me, how can I improve as
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no, of course.
I was like, dude, at this point, I don't think he needs yet another person. Be like, you know, what are the quick tip you can?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably did that in every interview.
Yeah.
And I think I really appreciated him. By that time, he was looking at me as a fellow peer.
yes, yeah,
So it wasn't about like, okay, I need to be at your level. What can I have to do? It's like,
Yeah.
no, okay, he looks at me as the same thing.
yes.
So
yeah.
I was really, and also I knew. So this is one of the funny things is that week was a week after I did my solo show.
Yeah.
Which I almost managed to get Jimmy to come. To
Wow.
watch, but he was busy on that Sunday. I
Yes, yeah,
couldn't get
because
it,
he
right?
was still in Hong Kong. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
still in Hong Kong. Yeah. He had just come back but he was busy. So I
Yes.
actually managed to ask, and like the organizer of the Hong Kong show, Alex, he was like,
So you would have had him just come watch, not like open or
Oh
whatever.
no!
Yeah.
I open. Are you mad? No.
I mean, you know,
No, if he
surprise
wa-
like
if he-
that,
yeah,
yeah,
if
exactly.
he was willing,
Yeah.
sure.
But you obviously you wouldn't have asked even.
No. I would be
Yeah.
like, dude, if you want, by all means. But I'm not going to be
Yeah.
like, could you open for me?
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
Want, so one of my things is that I don't want to put him in an awkward situation.
Of
So
course.
For example, on Saturday, I
Yeah.
got tickets for my mom and my sister
Yeah.
to come to Macau to watch the show.
Sure.
So my sister was in town by the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I was like, they were there, and in my head, I was like, I could kind of push him, like, hey, could you? Could my mom and sister come up and say hi?
Oh, yeah. I see.
But I was like, they're not exactly super fans.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
gonna be like, oh my god, I saw. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, it'd be nice to say hi. I'm
It
like,
would be nice,
You know
yeah.
what? I don't want to do that to him.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask his agent. I
Yeah.
don't want to be all like, oh, could I get a little bit?
Yeah.
But then before leaving, I was like, hey, can I get a picture again? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
And then he was nice enough to go into the room, and we got a nice picture. There wasn't like a quick, let's get a picture, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, no, come here, let's do a
He
good one
took
over
the
here.
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was very happy
Yeah.
about it. So I think that whole thing was clearly a difference between when we were done in Hong Kong. I was just another performer. By then, it's like, all right, this guy.
Oh yeah. I mean,
know.
you guys, by the end of the Macau shows, you're talking about 5 in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and 2 in Macau. That's a lot.
No.
4.
9
4
in
Macau.
total. 4 in total. Yeah, I watched 9
5 in Hong
shows. Yeah,
Kong
I
and
did 9
4
shows.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you, the coolest thing is like for me is I got to watch all 9 shows that I was there
Yeah.
at. And it's just cool to see the parts that he mixes around,
Yeah.
the way he changes up.
Yeah.
When you watch someone 9 times, you know where you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
he said it. I see
yeah.
what he did over there.
Yeah. He changed the beat
A beat,
sometimes.
or he kind of like messed up the word here. It's like, that's
Yeah.
what he did, you know?
Yeah.
And like I can tell because every comedian we know, right? So
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, that's how he saved himself. Got it. Because
Yes.
the audience would not know the difference. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he said it wrong.
Yes. Yeah, it's so funny. And the final question about Jimmy: Did you guys talk about like his vision on the Hong Kong? Like, did you talk to him about the Hong Kong comedy scene?
I
at
did
all?
mention it, but
Or
there
did
was
he
not
ask?
much.
Yeah.
Not he did ask a bit, but nothing enough for me to give him a good, clear description.
Yeah.
This was
Just like it would be cool to get him, I mean, involved is a bigger word, to get him to know, like to either support or like just like, be involved in the Hong Kong comedy scene. Obviously, given his, love for Hong Kong and all of that,
Yeah.
like I would just love for him, I don't know, like,
I mean, like
to
there
be
was.
involved a little bit with the local scene.
So I can be honest with you, the short amount of time I did have to talk with him, I couldn't mention too much about, did you know in Hong Kong we actually have English, we have Cantonese.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough time for me to get into
Yeah,
that detail.
yeah.
Nor was it for me, let me tell you something.
Yes,
I couldn't just
yeah.
throw it at him.
Yeah.
But I believe that, no, he's probably not aware of the Hong Kong scene
Yeah.
enough to know about it. If
Well,
anything.
Tim, when he was here like a few months ago, and he connected with Tim Chan,
Yeah.
and he asked him about the what's happening or whatever, like,
Yeah.
are you on a show or something like
So
that?
that was when Rizal Van Gizel was here.
Correct.
A guy
Yeah.
that knew Jimmy knew that he was in town. He was
Yeah.
hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So basically, this guy William, he messaged me because I know William right from other stuff. I did some charity stuff with him as well,
Mm. Yeah.
and he was like, "Hey, Jimmy's in town with me.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wants to
yeah.
know what shows there are." I told him everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the same night he went to Deo Wong's dinner.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that was the night. So yeah, he had reached out to ask
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Just get an idea, but not enough for it to be like, "Hey, I really want to know the scene. I'm just
Yeah.
curious about what's going on in case I want to check it out."
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, I would say if you asked him now, he'll probably be like, "Oh, I guess there's English and Cantonese,"
Yeah.
Which is fair. I mean, come on, you can't expect him to know the
Of
scene
course,
within a
no.
few days.
I would just like, as I said, like just as just a fan of Hong Kong
Yeah.
cultural landscape, I would
Yeah.
like someone like him to be a bit more
supportive
involved,
and everything.
supportive and everything.
But that's okay. I mean,
would be cool.
what he did do, I can tell you that at least he let people get excited about stand up.
Yes,
I'll be
which
honest with
actually
you-
leads us to. Sorry, keep going.
No, I'll be honest with you, like basically his audience are not comedy goers,
Yes.
but will they go watch a comedy show? Maybe. I mean, he did help me sell like 25% of my tickets.
Yeah, which is crazy.
which is crazy.
But
yeah.
also, like to that point, I think I imagine a lot of people who have come to his shows between Hong Kong and Macau maybe knew what stand-up is as an idea, but have never seen a live show, and now they've seen a live show. They might actually be introduced to the genre.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Right.
like it definitely got people to come to my show in
Yeah.
my solo show, and they're like, "Oh, okay, this is local stuff is pretty good."
Yes, yeah,
So the
yeah.
next time they see another local act saying comedy show, they're like, "Oh, you want to go check it out, see what it's like?"
Yeah.
Now, I'll be very honest with you though. You will definitely have a lot of friction still because they're like, "Yeah, I know this comedy, but like that guy is good, but I don't know about this guy."
Yeah.
There's still a lot of doubt because at the end of the day, people are still watching that comedian.
Yes.
They're not just randomly watching a comedy show.
I mean, to counter that a little bit, like, when the product is good, people will get behind it. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
of
Like,
course,
if
yeah.
people are coming with low expectations or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, he's not a star," and they see someone like I don't even want to like maybe someone off the top of my head who
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like Chris Musney for
Yeah, yeah,
example,
yeah,
who's very consistent, very funny.
Yeah.
I think people who are coming like you're like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? And then they see Chris and he's so funny and so
Yeah.
clever. And
No,
they're
it's
like,
pretty good.
It's just like
Exactly, yeah.
you will the laughter is involuntary, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, this was funny. Like, there's no question about
so
it.
what I'm saying is that even though people know there's comedy, but they see there's a comedy show, the initial friction is still there. They're like, this is gonna be good.
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, but at least because they've done the comedy before,
Yes.
out of 10 people now, maybe only 2 would have gone, but now
Yes.
maybe 6 would have gone.
Exactly,
you know?
yes.
And then they're like, oh, okay.
Exactly. We just
Yeah.
need to get more people through the door, basically.
yeah.
And the product is good. I do believe in the Hong Kong comedy scene a lot, which actually leads us to our. I don't mean to be a teaser or whatever, but we are literally out of time, and we're gonna do it in the next episode, not on the Patreon, but in the next episode we'll talk about the whole idea of the Hong Kong comedy season that is now we are rolling out for this year. And I will just give you the full picture of like how it came about. And actually I've been thinking about it for a while because of many factors, including, my experience at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. And but then like it wasn't always in the back of my mind, like just something like, it would be cool to have something like this. And actually what did kick it into gear for me to start this year is Jimmy's shows.
Oh, okay.
Because again, I will go into details in the next episode, but it's because I'm like, the appetite is there
Yeah.
for stand-up, even though he's a star or whatever. But I think there has been a narrative in Hong Kong for the last few years of like, the retail sector is fucked and all of that. I don't think that's, or like, the economy is whatever. I don't think that's totally true. And Jimmy's shows have shown that. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I'm doing it this year.
Yeah.
But we'll go into it in the next episode. For now, you'll see a link in the description. Hong Kong comedy season. The biggest one that we absolutely need to fill is Joe Wang coming to Hong Kong on the 13th and 14th of August. 13 is a Mandarin show. If you know friends from mainland China, please send them the details. It's at the Kitty Wu Stadium. It's 900-seater. So Mandarin 13, English 14, and then Joe Wang again at the Galaxy in Macau, G-Box on the 17th. That's a Sunday. And then the rest of the shows are in the on the website of the comedy season, comedyseason.hk. Other than that, we'll catch you guys on the Patreon, and we'll see you next week with the full details about the comedy season.
Bye.
Bye.